Hello, it's David Taylor Klaus, and it's Monday morning, so it's Mindset Mondays with DTK. This is episode number 20. And just a reminder for folks, as I request each time, please go ahead, take a moment, and click share to invite your community, your friends, your colleagues to join this conversation. Mindset Mondays is a year-long program. It's weekly live video or Facebook Live broadcast. And the goal is to work with folks who have a growth mindset or would really like to develop one, to play with new ideas, new concepts, new mindsets, and to expand the conversation. All right, so diving in, I want to love today, and this one is all about energy, right? So, secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So why is that about energy? Well, I think the way to play with this one, or at least the way that I've been thinking about this one is, wow, it takes a tremendous amount of energy to fight and tear down what we don't like. Right? The energy that's required to rail against the machine, the energy that's required, let's be honest, we're watching this happen all around us. Even with the elections, the Erdogan's re-election and the populist surge that just happened again, validating the Italy's elections and what's going on in this country, there's a tremendous amount of energy and focus being placed on tearing down the old. Right? And look at that, focusing all our energy on fighting the old instead of building the new. Are you feeling this? I mean, are you feeling this swell? How much energy is being spent fighting the old and the old? And it's not just in the political landscape. You know, I talk a lot about the two different flavors of motivation, right? So there are two different energies, two different flavors of motivation. One is the irritation, the moving away from, right? Ooh, this is terrible. I can't stand this. I've got to go. I've got to do something else. So you're running from. That's a very negative energy. It's still got a lot of value, a lot of force to it, and it's a negative flavor of energy. And then there's inspiration, moving towards. Must create that. This is where I'm going. Becoming, as Simon Sinek talks about, becoming an expert in describing where you want to go. More on that in a second. So that idea of moving towards. So there's a push and a pull. The flavor of motivation that's irritation, moving away from, and the flavor that's inspiration, moving towards. Both are incredibly valuable flavors of energy. Both are very effective energies to harness, and neither's good nor bad. They both have a cost, and there is a cost to staying in that irritation as the primary driver. Political forces and personal change come from that irritation, yes, but what sustains them is the energy of inspiration, the moving towards. That component, that driver is so much more powerful and so much more sustaining. There's a story of a friend, Kathy, who several hundred pounds overweight, and although she didn't have children, she had a niece and a nephew who were her pride and joy, and sees them in the rearview mirror sitting in the back seat of her car driving in LA, and realizes that, God forbid, if anything happened, there was an accident, at her size, she couldn't get those children out of the car. So as she tells the story, the irritation, that moving away from, that fear around not being able to take care of those children, got her to lose the first 60, 80 pounds in a way that none of the other diets, none of the other efforts, none of the other inspiring shifts had ever done. And she got past those first 60, 80 pounds and realized how much better she felt and was beginning to look, and the clarity, and so much of that change. She became inspired, and that inspiration carried her to shed the rest of the weight and that she wanted, and to shift her body and her brain. And so that motivation can always be a combination of the positive and the negative. Rick Tamlin talks about his three different types of drivers. The ooh, no, not that. That's definitely the irritation flavor. And the ooh, more of that, right? That's the inspiration. That's the making something that's there bigger, better, faster, more. Right? And then there's the ooh, something's missing. Need to create that. So that's maybe sort of a flavor, a combination of both the irritation and the inspiration. The inspiration is so important, focusing your energy on building the new. That energy is contagious. Elaine and I just rewatched one of Simon Sinek's talks, and in it he goes back to referencing Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. And Sinek says, it wasn't the I have a plan speech. There's nothing really inspirational about the plan itself. It was the I have a dream. And it was painting a picture of what he saw as possible and making it a clear and resonant and a contagious vision. Right? The little black boys and little black girls can walk hand in hand, and that they'll be judged on not the color of their skin, but the content of their character. And he became, as Sinek says, an expert in describing where he wanted to go. And that is was and still is incredibly inspirational. And that is the pole of the inspiring flavor of energy, of motivation. And in this quote, the idea of focusing all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. That's a different way of playing. It's a different way of being. It's a different way of using your energy. Now, this is credited to Socrates. Found out weeks and weeks ago that this was really, the attribute was misattributed to Socrates, although it was accurately, because Socrates was the name of the character in the book, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, a book by Dan Millman and Socrates. So Socrates gets credit. That's why it's in quotes. Again, love what's available in that quote. I love that there is such an opportunity to shift the way we use our energy and we hold what's possible. It is easier to wake up each day with a drive that comes from both the irritation and the inspiration, that comes from the pull towards something you crave and that you're driven to create. And that's the part that's contagious. Yes, right now, there's a difference. Here's the aha. The difference between viral and contagious. So the focusing on tearing down the old, right? My God, that negative energy, that irritation, that can go viral. And there's a meme every 4 seconds that's popping up on all of our social feeds about what's going on here, what's going on there, and how horrible it is and how terrible these people are. And that can go viral. But that's not contagious. Outside of the semantic playground, it's not contagious. That what's contagious is the inspiration, that positive energy, that's lasting, that's powerful. The irritation, is exhausting. So what do you choose? What will you choose? Right? How is all this landing for you? The idea of managing your energy and looking at your focus as how you choose to manage your energy. It's the most valuable resource you have. How will you choose to spend your energy? How will you choose to conserve or invest the most valuable resource, the most valuable commodity or currency that you have? Money is just money. Money is just one currency. This thing is going to come up over and over again because this is starting to really become much more of a conversation on a regular basis, is looking at your currencies. What are the currencies that you value, and how do you keep them in balance? We no longer have a single currency market. Right? The world is flat. What are all the currencies in your portfolio? Energy is the most important one. The less energy you have, the less you can invest any other currency. Money, time, freedom, autonomy, focus, you name it. Travel, family time, all the different things that you can value as a currency. So, this week, right? This week, what will you choose? What will you focus your energy on? If the secret to change is focusing all of our energy not on tearing down the old, but on building up the new, what will you choose? So until next week, I'll leave you with the same question. What mindset will you choose?